The Caterpillar 793F mining truck is a big truck, and it weighs over 400 tonnes when fully loaded, and that means that the model is quite big too, and here it's modelled by Norscot in 1:50 scale. It comes in the usual Caterpillar style box with no information about the real truck and just a few details about the model. And the first thing we'll try and do is get the model out. There was one strange piece there, and then we'll pull the model out of the box. The packaging is the typical Norscot style of clear plastic formers and the model securely tied to the base, and after a bit of effort we can get it out and see that there are these ties underneath. The guys in the factory do actually quite an incredible job of making these ties as tight as they are, and the first job we've got to do is to really try and untangle them, and it really is quite fiddly to do that. And after that, the next fun-packed session is to try to pull the mangled ties through the holes in the base and the plastic to try and get the model free. Having set the model free, we can start by having a look underneath, and the detail's reasonable. There is a modelled engine and the transmission is there, but the drive shaft between the engine and the rear axle is missing. If we go to the back, underneath we can see there's a couple of body retaining cables clipped underneath, which are a safety device used for when the body is up and people need to work underneath it. Here you can see them in use with the body up, although there's not actually anything for them to clip onto. The tyres are pretty good, they're not too shiny, although it would be nice to see a maker's name, I suppose, on the tyre sidewall. And most of the handrails on the model are metal, and they're actually quite good. One pleasing detail is that the mirrors on each side of the model are different. Here you can see there's a convex mirror just on this side. Here the CranesEtcTV guy is telling his wife what it's like being on top, and you can see on the left hand side there's some fire suppression equipment, and the cab's reasonably detailed inside as well. The body is mainly a metal piece, although the ribbing on the underside, for example, is plastic, and some of the material inside the body is also plastic, but the colour match is good, so it looks okay. Moving along to some of the features, the truck certainly rolls well. The top speed of the real machine is only 37 miles an hour, and if we flip it over we can have a look at the range of steering movement that's possible. The mechanism is a little bit stiff, but it works well enough, and the angle that you can achieve is fairly realistic to the real machine. And if we look just at the back of the body, we can see the body retaining cables. There they are, just clipped, and you can unhook them and lower them if you want, and they just clip back into place. Also at the back are these debris bars which fold down and fit between the rear tyres to stop rocks getting lodged in as the truck goes about its business. Another feature which works quite well is the heavy duty suspension on the rear axle, which takes a bit of effort to push down, but it works. As you would expect, the body can be tipped up. It's supported on a couple of twin stage cylinders which are quite stiff, so it holds any pose, and the tipping angle is pretty good. And when you're done you can just lower it, and you can see actually on the review model it really is quite stiff, so you have to give it a bit of a push to get it down. One last feature is the opening engine hatch, which you really need a sharp tool to get it open, but when it's opened it stays open, and inside you can see there's a reasonably detailed engine, which is quite good to see, and you can just shut the flap easily like that. Mining truck models are always interesting because they are big and heavy, and this one from Norscot is no exception. It's a fairly robustly made model with a reasonable amount of detail, and the functionality is pretty good. It has enough going for it overall to be highly recommended.